Hello, this is your Congressman Michael Burgess. It's been more than 17 months since the attack in Benghazi that killed 4 Americans, and still, the Obama administration has not been held accountable for their actions surrounding this event and their inaction in investigating this tragedy after the fact. In fact, the White House is trying hard to convince the American people that this is old news or that it's unimportant. I strongly disagree. Recently, the Senate Intelligence Committee published a redacted report of its findings on the investigation in Benghazi. This report further points to the failures within the State Department, led then by Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who allegedly removed security measures from the United States consulate and the annex in Benghazi despite calls for help and warnings in the days prior to the attack. And even despite the most glaring warning, this attack occurred on the anniversary of 9/11, a day that should always merit extra security for Americans worldwide. Even more chilling is the section of the Senate Intelligence Committee report that describes how the FBI's investigation of the attacks and the aftermath of the event have been hampered. According to the report, 15 people supporting the investigation or otherwise helpful to the United States have since been killed in Benghazi. The lack of accountability for the White House is astonishing. That's why I'm continuing to do everything that I can in order to get the answers about Benghazi, in order to fill the gaps in security so that future attacks are prevented, and most importantly, so that the victim's family can finally feel and have the peace that justice has been served. I have and will continue to work closely with leaders on this issue. Congressman Frank Wolf, whose measure to establish a select committee on Benghazi is still gaining co-sponsors. I've been on that measure for a year. Additionally, I and other concerned members of Congress recently met with Speaker Boehner and were briefed on the investigation's progress. I've been in regular talks with members of the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, which continue to hold hearings on this issue. They are a helpful resource in keeping me up to date on the latest details of the investigation, and they can be helpful to you as well. If you are interested, the redacted documents and the transcripts from the Senate Intelligence Committee are available on my website at burgess.house.gov under the column Latest News. We must get to the bottom of what happened in Benghazi, not to gain political posturing or because of personal vendettas, but rather in order to conduct our most basic responsibility as the legislative branch, and that's strong oversight. As always, I appreciate your calls, your comments on this issue. Thank you for taking the time to listen. May God bless you and your family, and as always, may God bless Texas.